Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly Roundup, also known as Rick Googles the News so you don't have to. This is the video where we round up the latest theme park news, wrap it up, put a bow on top, share it with you guys. Let's get started. Let's start with the biggest news of the week. I did a whole video on this when it happened. And in case you've been off the grid for a week, you don't know about it, the Jurassic World Velocicoaster has an opening date.
It sure does. Officially
announced by Universal as June 10th. And now the flood of question comes. Are they going to have soft openings? Is it going to be a virtual line? Will it have express? All stuff we don't know yet. So what you need to do, just stay tuned, click the subscribe button. As soon as I learn the answers to these questions, I will share it with you guys. Let me answer the express thing though.
Okay.
I would not imagine it opens with express pass.
Yeah, just because of the history of previous rides opening and it not being used.
Right. So there's my guess. My speculation on the express passes, but when I know for sure, I will let you know.
In other news, you no longer have to wear a face mask at Disney.
If you are taking an outdoor photo.
Yes.
So they have amended that little rule. Previously, you could not take your face covering down for any reason, not even to take a photo by the castle or whatever. But they've amended the policy. I'm going to read it right now, okay, so don't mess it up.
Okay.
So this is what Disney says. So now at Disney, you may temporarily remove your face covering while actively eating, drinking, or taking an outdoor photo. But you must be stationary and maintain physical distancing. There you go. Official word from Disney. Now, Universal had this policy since the get-go.
Right.
At Universal, you've always been allowed, if you're taking a photo, to remove your face covering.
That's right.
Disney is now on board with the same policy. Which, I'm happy. This is another baby step closer to being back to normal. So, I applaud you, Disney. Let's go there and take some pictures.
Okay.
Now on to the lighter side of the news.
Yes, this one's actually a pretty cool story.
Yeah, what's his name? Don Munchow.
Yeah, Machow, I
think.
Yeah.
Age 59. He has completed, I think he's the first one to run from Disneyland in California to Disney World in Florida.
Very cool.
He started his run on February 1st, 2020. He had some delays. Something happened in 2020. Had some delays, pandemic related. So he, had to slow up a bit and take some precautions. But he did finally reach Disney World on April 5th.
That's awesome.
That's very exciting. I like that.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Forrest Gump.
He also
runs across.
Well, he also he continued his run on to the Atlantic, the sea, the coast there. Because he started on the west coast.
Oh.
So he actually ran coast to coast.
Nice.
But
See?
within that, he went from Disneyland to Disney World.
Awesome.
Now, I was a track guy.
You were.
I ran the 110-meter hurdles in college, as well as the 400-meter hurdles in college. And I, too, have a new track goal.
Oh.
Now, just recently, a new world record was set. And one day I want to break this world record. So it's for a centurion, a person over 100. I think it's called a centurion. But a new world record in the 100-meter dash for a centurion. We'll see how long he holds it because that is the record I'm going for. I've never had a world record. That's the goal. I want to have the world record for a centurion in the 100 meters.
Okay.
See if it happens. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It's a long time to wait, but
we'll live stream that race.
Okay.
And since we were just speaking of Disney World, the Jungle Cruise is going through a bit of a reimagineering. Is that the word they use there? Yeah. Reimagineering.
Gotcha.
But the good news is they're not going to shut it down while I do the work.
Right.
So it's going to remain open as they switch up some scenes and create kind of a different storyline. I mean, the puns will still be there. Thank goodness. You know me. I got to have some puns.
Yes, me too.
So here's a little story that affects kind of the theme parks and Florida in general. Brightline intercity rail systems. So what they're trying to do, and I believe this is going forward, but they're building a rail system, this Brightline, that's going to go from Miami to Orlando and then on to Tampa.
Oh.
That's nice. Go Tampa to Orlando and down to Miami, so that makes it real convenient.
Sure.
But they're going to add some stations for the theme park.
Oh, nice.
Well, the first thing, I'm pretty sure this is confirmed, Brightline is going to build a line that goes from the Orlando International Airport to the Disney resorts.
Oh.
That's convenient for people flying in to get to Disney. And then also Brightline is going to put a station at Disney Springs.
Nice. Very cool.
And I believe that's confirmed too. But now Universal wants to get in on the act. They are trying to get Brightline to do a station at International Drive.
Oh, that would be cool.
It would be really convenient for when Epic Universe is completed. And also the convention center is there. That makes sense to have it. So hopefully all that happens and add some convenience to those visiting the Orlando area and the theme parks.
Yeah, and ease up on the traffic levels too.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind taking it to Tampa. I hate driving I-4 to Tampa.
I know, seriously. You could edit on the way there and back,
We'll see. I could go to Busch Gardens and Universal and Disney all in one day, maybe.
That's
We'll
right.
see. Well, hopefully this Brightline gets all worked out and all those features and stations that they want to do gets completed soon. Now, on this channel, we mainly discuss the Orlando theme parks, the Florida theme parks, because that's where we live. Mm-hmm. But there is some news regarding the California theme parks. They are reopening. So what we have Disney's going to open on April 30th is the date? Mm-hmm. The official reopening. And then Universal Hollywood is having its reopening on April 16th.
Very cool.
Now, I think they're doing like soft openings, like a taste of Universal.
Gotcha.
Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very exciting that, California's getting on board, opening up the theme parks. And in that regard, Universal is opening a new ride at Universal Hollywood.
Awesome.
It's Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, Unleashed, something like that.
Okay, right.
We saw the POV.
Right, we watched the POV last night, in fact, so we could tell you all about it.
Yeah, because I'm sure anytime something happens in Hollywood, Universal Hollywood, people are wondering, is that going to come to Universal Orlando?
Correct.
Yeah. Like, are they going to take away Shrek and put in Secret Life of Pets? Stuff like that.
Right.
So we saw the POV. Mm-hmm. Our reaction to the ride. You want to go first? I'll do it.
It's mainly, I think, a family and kid ride. Very reminiscent of Disney with animatronics and a little bit of, digital technology. Yeah. There's a couple scenes in there that are really cute when they kind of they turn you into a dog. Yeah.
It's
or
like
a
you're the pet. Yeah.
Exactly. And you get adopted at the end. And
sort of like say like in when you're in the Haunted Mansion ride and you go through the mirror and they show like the ghost with you.
Right.
This one you kind of go through a digital screen and it shows you as being the pet or the dog or the cat or whatever.
Exactly. And the ride vehicles are really cute.
The ride vehicles are clever.
Yeah.
It's like you're riding in a cardboard box.
Exactly. Like whether it's a pizza box or a refrigerator box or...
Yeah, some type of appliance box.
Exactly.
You know how when you're a kid and your parents get a box, you go play in the box?
Right.
It's like that.
Yeah, it's almost like, you're a lost pet that gets adopted, Mm-hmm. So, it's cute for kids.
As far as the type of attraction, it is a family or kid attraction. Mm-hmm. So not something that excites me as an adult, to ride. Maybe, if I was a kid or with a grandkid, then I would enjoy it. But you're right, it is very Disney-esque.
Right.
Animatronics. And, it's like Winnie the Pooh or the Little Mermaid, or you're kind of just going around on this track ride and looking at animatronics doing silly stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But
it was cute, definitely.
No word if it's going to come to Orlando. Mm-hmm. Speaking of new attractions in California, they're trying to attract me to go to California.
Well, we were supposed to go. Technically we were.
But Disneyland, not Disneyland, it's actually the other park there, California Adventure.
Yes.
They will be opening and I got a lot of people message me on this. Hey, did you hear?
Yeah.
Their Avengers campus on, what was it? Was it June 30th?
I think so.
Or June 4th. No, it was June 4th.
It was sometime in June.
No, it was June 4th. Mm-hmm. The Avengers campus will open there at California Adventure. Now, I've seen some stuff on this before. It looks really cool.
It does.
Especially the aerial stunt show.
Yes, with the robot.
Yeah.
That looks like a human.
But that looked really cool.
Yes.
And there's going to be they're going to have their own Spider-Man ride. What's his name? Tom Holland. I guess he's been on it, or he filmed for it or something,
Nice.
and he said he's never felt more like Spider-Man than on that ride. I guess like you're going to be able to like shoot your own webs and stuff. So
man, we need this. Well, I know we can't have Spider-Man in Florida, can we? Because
no, we have Spider-Man already.
Well, we have Universal Spider-Man, but we don't.
Disney will not.
We will not have
Florida,
that version.
We have to ride that. We have to go to California.
Aw.
So,
but when they open it up to interstate travel, domestic travel, then maybe we'll go.
Yeah, because I think are they still having just California people, residents, go to the parks first?
Yes.
Well, eventually we have to go out there and try some of this stuff there.
Yeah, even if I have to take time off of work, I'll do it.
Yeah, some of it looks amazing.
It does. So exciting.
And that is all the news that I found interesting.
Okay.
Of all the Google searches and all the websites and all the research I did, that was it. There were some other little things, but obviously I didn't find it interesting enough to include.
Okay.
And that's kind of what you get when Rick Googles the news. Get my take on things.
All right. Anyway, we're on to questions and answers. So number 1 is from Shay. I'm planning on staying at Cabana Bay in September. Would it be worth renting a cabana at Volcano Bay if the hotel is right there?
Well, I think so, because you don't want to have to leave the park and come back to the park, right? To try to have your home base be your hotel room. Mm-hmm. That's going to eat up some time.
Even if you get premium seating, there's still some benefits to that as well.
Yeah.
So even if you don't want to do the whole cabana thing, premium seating is pretty cool too.
Yeah, because you're just going to eat up time going back and forth from the hotel to the Volcano Bay area. So
right,
I would say it depends on the time of year, because did she say when? September. Oh, that might be cheaper rates.
Yeah, the prices might go down by September.
Yeah. So I was going to say like the prices of the cabanas vary with the season. Mm-hmm. I think the cheapest I got one was like $200, but I've had people message me that they've gone over the summer and they've been as high as like $650.
Wow.
Which, in case you might want to just walk back to that hotel room,
right?
if you're paying $650. But September might be cheaper in September. So, personally, I would not want to have to go from the hotel room into back to the beach and stuff like that. I would just prefer to have the cabana. My own personal preference.
Okay. All right. Number 2 is from the Finnan family. Me and my family are coming to Universal in June. Our last day in the park is June 9th, the day before the new coaster opens. Oh, that stinks. Do you think they will do a soft opening before the grand opening on the 10th?
Oh, yes. We have been getting this question a lot. Mm-hmm. Now, a soft opening, for those who don't know, that's just like a term for a technical rehearsal. Right,
where it's unannounced, it's just random. They'll open it up and
for daytime guests.
For daytime guests to pop on.
I think the official industry term is technical rehearsals. Everyone says soft openings. Mm-hmm. So there is the possibility that it could happen on the 9th. They could be doing technical rehearsals or a soft opening. There's no guarantee.
Correct.
It's a matter of luck.
Yep. We just got to hope for you. We're hoping for ourselves too.
Or extend that vacation one more day. But we don't even really know. I think, you know what? I think there's another question. But hold on. I'll hold this thought.
Okay. All right. Number 3 is from Chris. Hi, guys. Do you happen to know when the tickets for HHN 2021 will go on sale? I keep looking on the website and it says to check back, but I wanted to know when they were available so I can book it.
Right. You buy the tickets each year. Mm-hmm. Do you have any idea?
Gosh. Well, in the past, it's been like 6 to 8 weeks.
Before the
prior
opening
to
day?
Opening day. Mm-hmm. Opening day starts on September 3rd?
Is it 3rd or 7th this year? It's early. It's
early.
The first week in September.
Right. So, that is kind of your window for looking.
Yeah, but what you should do, as soon as we find out, we will share this information with all of you guys.
Right.
Most likely, that type of news we would probably just put on IG.
Correct.
So follow me on Instagram at @MyRixFlix. Usually that type of news, as soon as we find out, we put it out on IG. Mm-hmm. So, but we would anticipate, June?
Now, what?
When will your radar go up?
Yeah.
Late May?
Late May, early June.
Okay.
Yeah, in the middle of summer. Now, the question...
the beginning of summer.
Sorry, yeah, the beginning of summer. What did I say, the end?
You said the middle of summer.
Oh, yeah, the beginning of summer. Yeah. So my question is when he's referring to available so I can book it. Now, if you're wanting to book hotels, book your hotel now because you already know the dates of HHN. So don't wait for a hotel for that reason.
But sometimes they do have like special packages.
Oh, that's
where
true.
You get the hotel room and the tickets and everything. So.
Okay. Yes. Then definitely keep an eye out for that. So if it's a whole package.
Follow me on IG. As soon as we have that information, it'll be on IG.
Gotcha. All right. Number 4 is from James. I was wondering if you could confirm something I heard. I heard there was a path at Hogwarts Castle that takes you around the backside where you can see the Great Hall and other parts of the castle you don't see when going through the queue.
I have never heard of this.
I've never heard of that either.
It must not be true. There must not be a path.
I mean, for how many years
guests,
we have gone, I have never once heard that.
If there's any back path, it must be for, backstage for team members access. No. I have never heard of that in my life, so it cannot be.
It takes you where this great...
No.
No.
I would bet no. We've never heard of that.
Yeah. Of all the times, and we've even walked through the castle without going through the ride, too.
But if you know better, maybe someone has done this. Maybe it's part of a VIP tour or something. I don't know. If you know better, let us know in the comments below. Share that information with all of us. But I'm going to say no, there's no such thing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But read the comments.
All right, number 5 is from Zach. With the opening of the Velocicoaster on June 10th, do you think that will help decrease the wait times on other popular rides or increase them because more people will be visiting the park? More
people will be visiting the park. That's why they introduce new rides every so often, is to get that big influx of people. So, yes, all the parks will be busier.
I would agree. And we still don't know how they're going to queue up, if it's going to be, virtual line or if it's standby line.
I think I addressed that later on. Okay. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll just talk about it now.
Okay, so, even if there's a huge influx of people in the park, COVID's changed everything. So who knows how it's going to
open.
Yeah.
It could be like in the past. We just line up, stand by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like we did for 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
But maybe they open it just virtual. You get there and you get on your phone and try to get a virtual line that opening day. We do not know.
Yeah.
Express passes, I mentioned before. I don't think it's going to open with an express pass, but we just don't know the opening day procedure yet. Correct. If it's going to be old school, we just get there early, 3 in the morning and wait in line, or it's going to be like, no, don't even try to do that. We're going to open up virtual line at 9 a.m. Get on your phones. We don't have that information yet. As soon as we get those details, I'll share it with you guys. But
right. Okay. Number 6 is from Suzanne. Do you have any information for families with an autistic child?
I don't have a lot of information on this, but I wanted to include it so that if someone's like watching the video and they do have knowledge, please provide that in the comment section and share that with all of us.
We do have a couple little things to help maybe ease the overstimulation that can happen.
Yeah, because the theme parks, they are loud and crowded, and that might be an issue with autism.
Exactly. So, you've got rest zones right now.
Rest zones.
Now, the most quiet rest zones are the ones by Fear Factor, and then...
Well, that's, the Fear Factor Stadium. Mm-hmm. There's never anyone in there. So if you want, like some quiet space, most likely go to that rest zone in the old Fear Factor Stadium.
Right.
The other rest zones get kind of busy, but, they are less busy than being out in the crowd.
Now, is the old Sinbad's still open? Because that one's super quiet too.
I think so.
And that's a little bit cooler.
For Islands of Adventure, there's a rest zone by One Fish, Two Fish, and it's pretty. Well, you got the noise from the ride. You have
the noise from the ride,
but it's not very crowded with people. And then I think Sinbad, and then there's one in the Port of Entry, right there by the water.
Right.
And for studios, you have there's one in New York, which is usually the most crowded one. And then, what's the other one? Well,
Central Park.
Central Park. Oh, yeah, the one right there by the fountain show. And then there's the one by Fear Factor Stadium, right? Actually, in Fear Factor Stadium, which I go in there all the time. There's never anyone in there.
Right.
So there's some quiet spots there with, less crowded. And then if you're a pass holder, you can go to the pass holder lounge. And then if you buy your tickets or passes with the American Express card, there is the American Express lounge. But sometimes it can get crowded in there.
Right. So you can catch some air in there. Sometimes it's a little less crowded. You can pick yourself a quiet corner, hopefully. And, that should help as well.
You can try for the disability pass, maybe?
Yes, exactly. So make sure you go to guest services and request a disability pass so that it will help your ride time or your time in line.
Yeah.
So essentially what they do is they give you a card. You walk up to the front. However long the wait time is, that's the return time that they will give you. So if it's 45 minutes, you come back in 45 minutes and then you can go in the line and you won't have to stand in line in, a little bit more of a crowded, tighter space.
Yeah, I just don't know the policy on how they hand out those disability passes.
Right, and what qualifies for it.
Yeah.
So that's all good things that you should check on.
Check on that. But things you could do is you could buy express passes or stay at a hotel that provides express passes. That will shorten your time in a queue as well.
Yeah, so all those things combined might help, ease overstimulation and be able to have a nice, calm, restful place to recoup.
But again, check the comments. There might be someone who has more knowledge on this than we do. Exactly.
And what we are doing also is we're putting together a rock vlog. So I know that there's anxiety sometimes with the parks and with having a ton of people. And this helps move children and adults through the park looking for and having a goal in mind. So that's coming up soon. We're going to do another one soon.
But you can go check out some of our past rock vlogs and see what it's all about.
Exactly.
If you just go in the YouTube search bar and go Rix, Flix, Rocks, you'll probably find them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. So, next question.
All right, number 7 is from Tasha regarding the PhotoPass photographers. When are they out and about, such as on the front of the parks and the bridge for the Harry Potter castle? Let's see, all throughout the day, or is it just at certain times?
It's really inconsistent.
It has been.
Sometimes I see the PhotoPass photographers on the bridge by the Globe or by the arches. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I see them on the bridge by Hogwarts Castle. Sometimes I don't. It's really inconsistent.
It is.
Now, the thing with the PhotoPass, you do get the on-ride photos. But as far as where the PhotoPass photographers are, 100% they're always at the entry. After you walk right through the gates, there's someone there asking for if they can take your photo.
Right.
But as far as the other cool spots, very inconsistent. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. That's true. All right, and number 8 is...
It's the last one?
Yes, last one. It's from multiple people. What are the virtual lines and how do they affect express passes?
Yeah, so...
that one's often asked.
Yeah, because a lot of people, they don't come to theme parks all the time.
Right.
So a virtual line is where you... So basically, let's start over from the beginning here.
Okay.
You've got standby lines, you've got virtual lines, and express pass lines at Universal.
Right.
So a standby line is your traditional, you want to go ride this ride, you go wait in line for it. A virtual line is you don't go into the ride line right away. You get on your phone, let's say you want to ride the Mummy, and it's a busy day, so the line is virtual. You just go on your app, Universal app, and they'll have times, like your return time, like 10 to 10:30 or 11 to 11:30, and you just pick one of those if it's available, and then you go around, do other stuff, and then when your window comes open, go to the ride. So you're not waiting in that line the whole time. That's a virtual line. Now, the question I get asked a lot has to do with when a ride goes virtual, does that supersede Express?
Correct.
It doesn't. Express is always open. So even if a ride is virtual, that Express line is open.
With the exception of
Hagrid's does not have Express, and we don't think Velocicoaster will have Express.
Correct.
But just because, it's not standby anymore. Sometimes they switch it midday, it opens up as standby, and they switch it to virtual. That has no effect on your Express Pass.
Correct. Now, back to virtual, say you're getting virtual for Hagrid's. There's 3 times during the day. So 11, 2, and 4, but they go lightning fast. Yeah. So you have to constantly refresh, have it up a minute before, so that you can try to get that virtual line. But literally, it goes within 20 seconds, all of the spots for Hagrid's.
Yeah.
Now, hoping that when Velocicoaster open up, Hagrid's might change a little bit, but again, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, the thing is, and the times that you gave, I think were correct at a moment in time. That's always subject to change. I asked that during a busy season, and that's when they told me that virtual lines opened up for Hagrid's.
Well, and it shows up on the app. It'll tell you the times on the app if it's going to open up at multiple times during the day.
Yeah.
So that's how it was before. Or
yes, but everything's always subject to change.
Right.
A Rix trick, a pro tip would be if you have early park admission. And early park admission is if you're like a pass holder or if you're staying at any Universal hotel. Go do standby for Hagrid's because that first hour is standby. It's not virtual because it's just for early park admission. So you write it once in standby, and then as it turns over to virtual, try to get some virtual passes. I've met plenty of people who told me they rode Hagrid's multiple times because they did that. They got in the standby line for early park admission while they were in line or whatever. They got a virtual pass as soon as it went virtual and ended up getting multiple rides. So try that.
It's funny. I haven't been on in almost 2 months.
All right, I'll try to get you on.
I have not been on that ride in forever. And I've been trying. Like, I will open up the app and try. So I feel your pain, even as a pass holder who's there quite often.
Well, here's a couple things. We have been in a busy season. Easter break, spring break's been busy. We should be coming into a slower season. A slower season that is like kind of after spring break, but before the summer break. Gets a little slower. We'll see how this year goes.
I know. We have a whole cheerleading thing coming
so
too.
Maybe we can get some virtual passes then for you. Also, we are going to the Orlando Informer Meetup.
That's true.
So at very least, you can ride Hagrid's June 4th or 5th. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, so I think that's it. That's all the news I have to share. That's everything Rick Googled this week. so that you didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. I did all the work for you.
Exactly.
All you had to do was watch this video.
Sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, have your tea and your biscuits. Watch the weekly Roundup.
Exactly.
And with that being said,
don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Thanks for watching Rix Flix, and now it's time to relax.